I'm going to be making every Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track in Minecraft. I'll be building them in order, starting with Mario Kart Stadium. I started at the beginning of the map, where I started to map out the road. This project ended up taking quite a lot of time in the end. Also, I won't be speaking throughout the entire video. There's not too much to comment on in some parts, and you won't have to hear as much of my annoying voice. Throughout the track there are a lot of advertisements running along the walls. Again, I couldn't really get the detail in such a small space, so I used map art in item frames. I just downloaded the images from online. I transferred that into a map via a website. I ended up using this trick quite a few times across the course. I used the maps and item frames here again. Also, while making this, I set the time to day so it's a bit easier for you to see what's going on. I know the track is set at night time, but I do end up changing it at the very end. There are actually some small towns in the track which are pretty hard to spot in game. You can see me planning out where each of the buildings go here. There's a surprising amount of detail to each one. Even though you can't reach them in game, it does show how much effort the developers did put into these tracks. If you are wondering how I viewed them, I just downloaded a 3D model of the track so I could get all of these details. The houses didn't end up looking the best at the end. I found out pretty soon that the track doesn't translate the best into Minecraft. I chose to build it at 1.5 times scale, but a few parts didn't really look great and it made it pretty difficult. began to make the Mario statue. It ended up being surprisingly difficult with it being at such a small scale. I think it turned alright in the end, but I did fix it a little bit later on. At this point I began to work on the stadium. I knew going into this that it would be what would take the longest amount of time to build. I'm only going to show a fraction of the building of the stands because it was pretty boring to build and equally as boring to watch. Luckily I could just use World Edit for the straight sections, like seen here, but I ended up having to build all the corners from hand, so it took a very long time. I do apologise about the background flickering, by the way. Had my game on at low render distance while making it, but I'll fix it for my next video. Here I started to build the anti-gravity road. I found this the most difficult part of the entire build. It's because of the angle of the road kept changing and the direction of the road wasn't straight either. It's probably the only thing I wasn't that happy with in the end. I'm not sure if there's an easier way to do it with World Edit, but I did try my best. I went to finish the surrounding stadium at this point. I built these pillars along the edge, and as you'll see in a second, I began to map out the roof and start filling that in. Now it's very close to the end, I'm just about done. I went back to add in the finishing touches and any small details I missed. I didn't bother showing this, but I also made some city buildings to go behind the stadium, since the track has a cityscape in the background. But anyway, it's time to look at the finished product. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. This took a lot of effort and I don't have the most subscribers at the moment. And you can join the journey as I create all of these tracks. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye.